Coach Kelly Holliday of Ocean City Girls Soccer. Good morning, Coach. Pressing the right buttons over there, Josh. You there, Coach?
Good morning.
Hey.
How are you guys?
Josh is fiddling around with the buttons over here. He does. It's his first day. Give him a little break. What's happening, Coach? You're kind of basking in the glow of victory, but also trying to get ready for the the group semifinals. So not a whole lot of time to really sit back and enjoy that, as you got another game coming up on Tuesday.
Yeah, it was definitely a whirlwind. I'm finally coming down from the high. I really wanted to enjoy it. It was a really special day, and I'm so proud of my team. And we definitely enjoyed it. But yeah, I have switched over finally, and looking forward to Tuesday as well.
Did you give them off on Friday? Give them a day off to rest the legs and enjoy the victory?
Of course I did. Their coach needed to sleep. I finally needed to sleep in one day. So
there you go.
Yeah, we get a day off. Yep.
Just to remind folks what happened on Thursday, you guys took on Cherry Hill West, and they were the 10 seed, kind of looking to finish off that Cinderella story and be one of those great stories of the fall season, coming out of nowhere in the playoffs. But you guys were able to hold them off in penalty kicks. And like you said after the game, as a coach, you never want a soccer game to come down to that. But when it does come down to that, you got to feel good about the keeper you have in Abby Fenton. She's a sophomore, and she's got a lot of experience in lacrosse and obviously soccer throughout her life. So as a coach, it's nice when you have that keeper you can trust to at least make one or two saves in that penalty kick shootout.
Absolutely. Cherry Hill West, although they were a 10th seed, I knew they were a tough team. They play a tough conference, and I didn't want to go to penalty kicks. They've had a lot of close games throughout the year, and actually that was our first overtime game and whatnot. So I was so proud of my team that, going into the pressure, it was a very intense game. There's a lot of fans. I have a young team, so I thought they handled it so well. And Abby in the back, I have trusted her from day one. And, yeah, I think her first varsity season was her lacrosse season, and that has really stepped up, and she has showed, she's a pro back there. And in reality, it's her first varsity season for us.
Because she was hurt last year, right?
Yeah, she came into preseason with a hurt foot. She played just like JV season, but I knew she was going to be on the field eventually. And, she walked in this year like, yeah, this is my team, this is my net. Awesome. It
was kind of cool for her because her older sister, Nicole, had so much success with the field hockey team. I think won at least 4 sectionals and a couple state titles. So it's kind of neat. You could see her smiling like, man, I finally got one. I don't have to hear about my sister's trophies all the time now.
She may or may not have said that as well. No. Nicole, I know Nicole too. She's a great, she's a great supporter of our team too. And it has been nice watching the field hockey team win some, but it's finally our story this year, and I'm so proud of them.
Talking with Coach Kelly Holliday of Ocean City Girls Soccer Team. They beat Cherry Hill West in penalty kicks, 2-1 in the PK shootout there on Thursday to win South Jersey Group 3 title. And Coach, if that team was a 10 seed, probably the best 10 seed I've ever seen. That was a really good team you guys were up against, and I was impressed with them for sure.
Absolutely. I had them. I knew they were going to get through the first round, but, I wasn't quite sure how they would, get through mainland and even, Delsea, and I'm very surprised, but they are tough. And the thing that I know about Cherry Hill West is they weren't going to give up. They were going to play a whole 80-minute game, and that's how they were. They had a couple chances. And it was a very, very, tough fought battle. And I knew that they're not a 10 seed. They're a very, very strong team. They're a young team too. They're well coached. I knew it was going to be a really good battle.
Now we know what players go through in those PK shootouts from both sides. Really, there's a lot of pressure on the kids who have to kick the shots as well as the keepers. What's that like as a coach? You spent the entire season working with these girls and trying to instill all your philosophies with them and everything else that goes along with it, and it comes down to 5 kicks.
I swear, I never want to do that again. But yeah, we practice them, especially more when it comes to playoff time, because that's really when the games come down to penalty kicks. We've only had 1 penalty kick in the season, and so you don't get much practice in a game situation. So it's tough to do it in practice. Every kicker was a good kicker in practice, and Abby is also, having some good saves in practice, but you just don't know. And when it came down to it, I had a lot of scared faces looking at me when I'm trying to calm them down. I had a lot, and I have a lot of freshmen and sophomores on my team as well, so they're very young, and I just said, girls, just pretend it's you in the net. You're 12 yards away. Just head down. It's a mental game from there. I know. I said one team has to win, one team has to lose, and it is what it is. and let's do our best. And, I know I just pumped up Abby, and I said, just save one, and I think we'll have a chance. And it was kind of a crazy shootout because there was more balls that hit the post that I've ever seen in my entire life.
Yeah, I think there was at least 4 that hit the post or the crossbar.
It was unbelievable. To have 5 kickers and we only scored 2-1, it was unbelievable. I was telling the story last night, and people have never heard it before. But all of the kicks, they could have been in. They were really good kicks. No one really blew it. I think everyone's had a really good mental approach to the kick.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't, but I talked to the 5 kickers, and I said, if we do it again, you guys are up. I would definitely trust them again with it.
Now, Coach, how do you decide who the 5 girls are going to be? Like you said, you have a young team. What goes into that decision? You're talking about throwing some freshmen and sophomores in there, and that could be a pretty scary thing for a 14-year-old, 15-year-old to be there with the game on your shoulders, and all those fans out there, and looking at Delaney Lappin, she was the last kicker. She's a sophomore. 15-year-old
Mm-hmm.
kid, and your entire season comes down to that, and everybody looking at you. That's a lot to go through when you're that age.
I know, especially in practice the other week. Delaney was the one that said she didn't want to take one, and of course, here we go. It comes down to her. But, I know when it comes down the line, Delaney is such a leader on the field and off the field, so I knew she would do whatever she could to win. But, yeah, in practice we just talk about, I look for, we have some great talent on our team with skills and footwork, so really any of my players probably could have taken the kick. But it is a balance between a mental, some confident players coming up and some skilled players that could, just pass it into the net. It's not necessarily a power shot.
Talking with Coach Kelly Holliday of Ocean City Girls Soccer, first sectional championship since the 2000 season. And, Coach, a lot of these girls weren't even born back then, which is kind of crazy to think about.
Yeah, I know.
2000 doesn't seem like that far ago for us, but
I know. We had practice in the gym earlier in the week when it was raining, and we were looking up at the banners, and we were talking about how we could leave our legacy as a team, and everyone could be talking about the 2017 team. And finally I said, wait, when were you guys born? And that's when we started talking about, wow, you guys, this is a huge moment for them, and they took it. It was awesome.
Now, Coach, heading into the season, you knew you had a pretty talented team. What was your thought about how far this team could go?
The coaches and I looked at each other in August, maybe, 1 or 2 practices in, and we looked at each other and we said, this is it. This is it. And we started giggling. We're like, this is it. We really thought about it in August. It's always been our goal to get here. I know that we have some talent from last year, but with some new sparks, and we knew it in August. And then we get up to our first game against Shawnee, and one of our, our leading goal scorer goes down, and she's out for the season. We were like, oh, maybe it's not it this year. But we've overcome, with injuries, and, we battled in the beginning. At middle of the season, we lost a couple games that maybe we shouldn't have lost, and, so we've overcome a few things. So I was super proud that we definitely got to the finals, and then we were able to take it home.
Now, Coach, you mentioned Tori Rolls, outstanding player, your leading scorer from last year. She goes down early in the season. I don't know if you could have counted on, 30-plus goals from a pair of freshmen. You're talking about Faye Slimmer and Paige Panico, and they've really almost become the new face of this program, and at least they're going to be for the next 4 years. And you're talking about some really skilled players. Faye Slimmer, I think she scored 11 goals in her first 5 games, and one of those high-level club players that every coach just dreams of having. I mean, that's such a talent to have, and those 2 girls up top. Are you going to keep Paige up top now instead of midfield? Go with the 2 strikers up top?
I'm going to go with my guy. Paige is a great player. She obviously will play anywhere, wherever I want her, and she's fit, she's tall, she's physical, so she's definitely an outside midfielder type of personality, but she also provides a spark up top. And I mean, with Tori going down, she's such a huge puzzle piece, and I was happy maybe Tori could lead the role, lead the freshmen and say, hey, this is how we play, this is how we score. I was really excited for her to lead them on the field. Now, Tori has never missed a practice or a game. She's still a huge part of our team, but I really, every time I look at her on the bench, it made me cringe. I wish she was on the field.
Now, Coach, what does this do for you going forward? Obviously, you're kind of playing with house money here at this point. You'd love to win that state championship. There's going to be some real tough games if you want to win 2 more. But just in terms of the long-term view, this is a team that you can really feel good about coaching the next couple of years, and it almost kind of seems like you're really invigorated to be this team's coach. I mean, you have so much to work with, so many sophomores and freshmen, and a couple of juniors and seniors mixed in there, and just a really great group to be around.
Absolutely. I'm super excited. I think now, there's kind of like I said, like a little spark, and with the team being so young, they're just so excited to win, and it's a joy to coach. They're so willing to do whatever, and it's been a really, really fun season. And yeah, I'm looking forward to more seasons. Now, with that said, nothing's ever taken. I don't want to take for granted that we'll be back at the finals next year, but it would definitely be our goal, and I'm hoping to win a state championship with this team. And moving forward, I hope maybe the next 3 or 4 years will be a little bit of a dynasty.
Yeah, freshmen don't tend not to talk back like seniors do, right?
Yeah, it's nice. I have 2 seniors on the team, and they have been wonderful. And it's to them that this team has been so great, to be honest.
Yeah, that's not easy to be one of only 2 seniors on a really young team. That they can kind of feel like maybe a little bit on the outside, but like you said, they've been great leaders and have really stepped up for you.
It's awesome. It's a really good environment. I mean, I've had some great teams in the past, but this team is special for a reason. I think just they're all, especially in girls' high school soccer, it is about talent. It is about, having that type of teamwork, but it's really about heart, and they get along so well, and and they're doing it at the right time. It's playoffs when it's crunch time, and they really want to win for each other. And we talked about playing hard, playing smart, but the most important thing is playing together, and they're doing great.
Great stuff, Coach. We appreciate you taking a few minutes, and enjoy this win here for a couple more minutes before you get back to work. You got a big game on Tuesday, so good luck in the next round.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Thanks, Coach. Enjoy your weekend.
Thanks. You too.
That was Coach Kelly Holliday of Ocean City Girls Soccer. Won their first South Jersey championship since the year 2000, so congrats to the Red Raiders. They're off to the group semifinals on Tuesday night.